for the first time ever, your Wellness Rebranded podcast team is crafting this excellent experience in the form of an in-person retreat. It's going to be here in Annapolis at the Collective, February 7th from 9 to 4. You don't want to miss this.
It's called Exhale, which is what we hope you will get to do while you are with us. We are going to drop the link in the show notes. This is going to be awesome. We love being together, and we cannot wait to be in person together with you sharing this day. We have all sorts of really yummy things planned for you. First and foremost, it is a chance to pause and put yourself at the top of your priority list. You are going to get a chance to pause, to practice some mindfulness. We're going to have guided intuitive eating experiences. You'll get to ask us all your questions about nutrition and movement and intuitive eating and body image and mental wellness or emotional well-being. We are going to do a journaling exercise. We have so much planned. We simply can't tell you all about it.
So come join us. We're crafting a beautiful, recharging day for you to take care of yourself and take this podcast to a real experience.
Welcome to Wellness Rebranded, the podcast for women ready to redesign their relationship with food, fitness, and feelings.
We are a registered dietitian, a personal trainer, and a mental health therapist. 3 experts, 1 mission.
To help you break free from diet culture, hustle culture, and emotional burnout. Let's redefine what wellness really means on your terms. Okay, you guys out there, here we are, and we're going to talk about another wellness trend that is gaining lots of popularity lately, and I have some concerns about, called Fibermaxxing. Who's heard of it knows what it is.
I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it.
So basically, for a while, and still, people were consumed or obsessed with kind of maxing on protein, right?
Right.
Now it's switching, and while that was happening, I feel like myself and a lot of other dietitians were saying protein's important, but also so is fiber and all of these other nutrients. And for better or worse, someone out there picked up on it, I suppose. And then it turned into this trend called Fibermaxxing. And essentially it's eating loads and loads of fiber every day. And I guess in the best case scenario, it's meeting the fiber goal for the day, but in the not best scenario, it's far exceeding the fiber goal for a day. And many people either are or feel like they should be going to extreme lengths to make sure that they get enough fiber. And by enough, I mean the Fibermaxxing version of enough fiber. You guys heard about this?
No, but just listening to it makes me tired.
Yeah, I agree. It feels like something else to add to the to-do list.
It's like, really? Like
women
point.
need 28 grams of fiber a day, right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Yeah, adult women.
Yeah.
25. It's
25.
usually 25 for women, 38 for men, up to like age, I think 60 or 65.
Okay.
And it's really not that hard to hit 25 grams of fiber a day eating whole foods if you tend to eat lots of whole balanced meals. Mm-hmm. It's definitely harder to get enough fiber if you're skipping meals, if you're not eating a lot of whole nutrient dense plant foods, or if you're mostly eating more packaged foods, or perhaps restaurant meals. Like, you can do it, but it's harder.
Well, but I'm sure probably people are using supplements too.
Yeah. So, yes, people are using supplements, which definitely is one of the causes for concern. Or now, just like the food industry was trying to pump protein into everything under the sun, including, I think most recently, Starbucks is now saying they
have a protein line.
Some sort of protein line, which I don't know. How about if we enjoy coffee and then eat a balanced breakfast with it? Then we wouldn't need to add protein to the coffee.
It's too logical, Elizabeth.
Is sort of my thought on that. But likewise, the food industry also is, I think pumping a lot of fiber into foods, but they may be doing it with something like inulin, or could be labeled chicory root on a label, but that causes a lot of gastric distress for many people, especially people with IBS. Like, it's not the same kind of what you get from eating it's not necessarily the same what you get from eating an apple versus what you get as something that's been put or added into something that doesn't naturally have fiber.
Okay, because this is not new in a way, right? Like the whole fiber conversation, because you're making me remember that my dad passed at this point, but when he was alive many years ago, his doctor recommended that he use stuff like Metamucil at night, because supposedly, I can't remember what it was, in what the doctor explained to him back then, but there was, I remember, I have the vivid memory of my dad, mixing his thing every night to drink Metamucil, because that was going to help him, I don't know, whatever it is. It wasn't digestive.
Probably have a bowel movement. It's very individual. I'm not saying that no one ever needs a fiber supplement, but I am saying that most people everywhere, it is a preferred option to try to get it from food. And it is a great thing to try to meet your fiber goals. The vast majority of Americans are not getting anywhere close to the amount of fiber that is recommended. That has blood sugar implications. It has, heart health implications. It has all sorts of implications for our health and well-being. But that doesn't mean we need to go totally to the opposite side of the pendulum and talk about Fibermaxxing, which just, I don't know, it just sounds not great.
So like, to walk it back just a little bit, like, fiber is really super important because it helps regulate blood sugar, because it makes your poop really big and bulky. So it's going to help prevent things like diverticulitis, constipation, things like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the Fibermaxxing trend, just to make sure I understand all this, is just we're going too far in the other direction. And instead of eating whole foods like fruits and veggies and beans and oats and things like that, we're just going, hey, dump this supplement in your water and call it good?
Well, potentially. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone who's, trying to get enough fiber is doing that, but I'm saying it's definitely a risk of the Fibermaxxing trend. And yeah, fiber is important for lots and lots of benefits. It feeds the gut bacteria. So it helps you have a healthy gut microbiome to eat lots of different fiber. But the bacteria in your gut, there's trillions of different bacteria there. There's many different strains of bacteria, and they all feed on different types of foods. So the benefit of getting fiber from eating a diverse, fiber-rich diet is you are feeding different strains of healthy bacteria in your gut. If you're just eating a supplement and it's one specific type of fiber that they've put in there and not eating as diverse and nutrient dense of a diet, it's not going to have the same benefits for your gut health.
So, Elizabeth,
as one example.
Question for you.
Sí, señorita.
So, can you give me an example of some good fiber foods that we can add, that I can add to my plate?
Absolutely. That's a great question. Fruits and vegetables, any kinds of fruits and vegetables are going to have, a mix of soluble, insoluble fiber.
Banana,
Beans.
apples, mandarin oranges.
Yeah. Kale, spinach, lettuce, broccoli, eggplant, peppers, you name it. They're
Brussels
all
sprouts.
Yep. Those two.
I love Brussels sprouts.
I do too.
Same. So any kinds of fruits and vegetables, beans, any kind of beans or lentils.
Beans, the magical fruit. The more you eat, the more you...
Toot.
Sorry, I had to. Okay, beans.
Yeah, beans are a great source of soluble fiber in particular, which is very helpful for helping support healthy cholesterol levels. When you consume soluble fiber, it binds to cholesterol in your body. And then because fiber passes through your digestive tract and gets excreted in your bowel movements, you actually excrete
The cholesterol.
some of that cholesterol along with it.
Excrete. I like that word. Very professional.
I try every now and then. I try. Thank you. Okay. Fruits, vegetables, beans, whole grains. So this is another reason why it drives me crazy when people hate on carbs, because carbs are things like
Rice.
Well, yes, rice, especially
Whole wheat.
brown or wild rice
Oatmeal.
would be great.
Quinoa.
Oats,
Bulgur.
farro, bulgur, barley.
What is bulgur?
It's wheat.
Bulgur, yeah.
They make tabbouleh out of it.
It's
Oh,
really, really
I love
tiny
tabbouleh.
grains of
Yes.
wheat. Yes.
Okay.
Super delicious.
Yeah, all of those things, not only do they have fiber, they're really rich
Couscous.
in B vitamins. Yes.
No, couscous is not grains.
Well, it depends. You can
I think
find
it's made out of wheat, right?
You can find whole grain couscous, but it's definitely a little harder to come by. Whole wheat pasta, whole grain bread, those are all high fiber foods. So imagine if you're eating, if for breakfast you have oatmeal and berries, well, that's a great fiber rich breakfast. If you have an omelet with vegetables in it and a slice of whole grain toast, that's a great whole grain breakfast. Then if you get to lunch and you have, a sandwich with vegetables on it and a whole grain wrap, well, there's more fiber. You can go through the day and there's easy ways to get it in.
Okay, so let me say this for a minute. I listen you explain this and my anxiety levels go lower.
Oh, I love that.
Because here's the thing is that pressure of all the things that supposedly we need to do, because we all want to be healthy, we all want to live longer, we want to feel that we're doing the right thing, but then it's like so much pressure to it. Now it's the Fibermaxxing,
right? And the grams
it's the
of protein
matcher, it's the magnesium that you have to have because you're whatever,
Yes.
and it's like I can't keep up. Or the what's the one for your bones?
Calcium.
Calcium is like these calcium pills that my doctor was talking about. I'm like, I can't, buddy. I can't keep up, really. It's just too much. But how about just thinking through your meals?
To me,
Yes.
it feels like the beautiful part of this is if you're eating a wide variety of all different kinds of foods, like you're going to have your fiber, you're going to have protein, you're going to have your calcium, your micronutrients.
Your healthy fats, yeah.
You're going to have all of the stuff that you need if you eat a big variety.
Yeah, I think it's, the wellness industry, there's so many things wrong with it. But one of the things that's wrong with it often is we just overcomplicate things. We make
Right.
it feel like there's so much pressure that you're one bite away from disease or death, and that the wellness industry tends to lock in on these very specific, fiber and protein happen to be bigger ones, but creatine or collagen or, these different things. And if you're not eating a wide variety and a nutrient dense diet, then that's 10 steps ahead of where you need to be, right?
I always call this mowing your grass while your house is on fire.
Yes. Yes. Like if we could all just back up, go to the basics.
Back to the basics.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably
Yes.
what your grandma told you,
Yes.
right? If we can go back to the basics and do them really well, one, you're going to feel pretty darn good. Two, you're doing a pretty phenomenal thing to support your health. And three, we don't have to most of the time get so caught up in these crazy
Minutia.
the minutia and these trends. Just the other day I was talking with someone who had been doing a keto diet for a very long time. And I happened to have had a conversation with this person a couple of years ago when they first started and were telling me, this person was mostly eating protein, a lot of red meat, not very, very little fruits and vegetables, never any grains, had a very, very restrictive diet, and was all in on the belief system that everybody else was wrong. Whoever they were listening to that was recommending this had the secrets to nutrition figured out.
I feel like people on keto are always like this.
And weight loss, and there was no swaying this person of, hey, I'm not so sure that's the best idea. Fast forward 2 years, this person's been doing it for 2 years, has indeed lost a lot of weight doing it, and just went to the doctor, and for the first time, all of their lipid panels are out of whack.
I'm shocked.
All of these markers are elevated, and the person is, feeling a lot frustrated, a little bit chagrined, and kind of now is sort of like, well, I really, like an evangelist, thought that this was the right thing to do. And it just makes me sad because I understand how and why that person fell into that trap. And the voices in the wellness industry, especially from a certain segment of the population, they're really, really, really loud. And I think I can't say it enough, just because they're loud and just because maybe people doing it are losing weight. It doesn't mean that it is the best nutritional guidance.
Okay, and can I say something? This might be a little controversial and is not backed on research.
Spicy.
It's just, is this. Sometimes they focus on people's fears. And when you're afraid, you do anything, right?
Yes.
So let's not forget that many times when we hear these things, they want to tap on your fear, your anxiety. So you go buy these things and try these trends, and it's just that already that is not part of a good wellness journey.
Agreed.
Doing something out of like, oh my goodness, I don't want to stay behind, or I'm doing it all wrong, and that's the message. I don't like that. It's not a good start.
I totally agree. And it's also even more confusing and frustrated and complicated for people, because a lot of times when I watch these videos on social media from the people promoting and pushing these things, they're using big words that sound scientific, and they're making, it feels like they know what they're talking about.
I was watching this video actually like 2 nights ago, and this woman was being interviewed in a podcast, by the way, and I forgot what her credentials are, but she's a professional that works with, I don't know what it is, but she was saying basically, do not eat salmon or tuna anymore. They are filled with mercury, that it's putting a lot of poison, blah, blah. And I'm like, why instead, I like the message, but maybe do it in moderation, or, maybe find ways that the tuna and the salmon that you buy are, whatever it is, free range, not free range. There's another word. But
Free range fish.
Not farm raised.
Yeah,
wild
not farm raised, wild caught. Which is harder, but
it's just the extremes, right?
But
Never ever eat ultra processed food. Never ever eat fish. Never ever eat this or that or the
I
other
put
thing.
a knot in my stomach because I love salmon, and there was my mind going to, I shouldn't eat salmon ever again.
Yeah.
And that's the tap into your fears, right?
Yes.
And I'm like, Maria, take a deep breath, and take it with a grain of salt.
Call your dietitian friend.
And but that's what I'm talking about, is those short clips on
fear-mongering,
social media.
If it's always or never, that's pause to kind of sit back and think and maybe seek out a different source, right? If someone is telling you always, always, or never,
But
never.
also, if you want to put a message out there as a professional and you really want to help people, can you do it in a way that you're not tapping into that?
If it's
just
making you feel fear or stress or
if
overwhelm.
it doesn't tap into fear and stress and overwhelm, it's not going to go viral.
I know it. That's what I was thinking
That's
when
the
we were
thing.
talking. The problem is when I come along as, a licensed, credentialed professional with a master's degree in nutrition science, and I'm like, hey, it's a great idea to eat a well-balanced, nutrient-dense diet with a wide range of diverse foods.
Because if you don't, you're going to die
Include a lot of
tomorrow.
fruits and vegetables. Include protein. Get some healthy fats. Like, it's not sexy.
You should let Maria do your social media.
Right.
Okay,
So if you don't eat healthy, you will die tomorrow. If you don't call me, you'll get sick. That's what they do.
I know. And so it's frustrating to try to combat
Makes
that,
me
because
mad.
what I'm saying, I get it. It's not sexy. It feels boring. It feels like, but there must be something more, more than
cheers to the boring professionals that spread their messages in a responsible and ethical way without caring if they go viral or not.
Yeah.
Please choose who you follow on social media, because it's going to contribute to your anxiety and your fear. Now I'm doing the same thing.
Preach it,
But-
Maria.
Yes.
Yeah. So, all right. To wrap up on any last questions on Fibermaxxing before we wrap it up?
Thank you for bringing this topic. It's very interesting, and I didn't know about it.
So takeaways for me would be like, eat a wide variety of foods, eat lots of fruits, veggies, and whole grains, beans, oatmeal, things like that. And don't really worry about adding a supplement to it as long as you're doing those things.
Well, or consult with your dietitian or doctor before you worry about taking a supplement, right? Like, first of all, do you even need it? Let's look at that.
Correct.
Second, if you're not getting enough fiber, is that the only way for you to get enough fiber? Can we tweak some things to your meals so that you are getting it from whole food sources? And I guess my other takeaway would be, your point to make is, it's not that meeting your fiber goal is bad. I'm not saying that at all. I think it would be awesome if everybody met their fiber goal for the day. but I don't know that you need to exceed it by vast quantities. That's probably going to cause other digestive symptoms and problems. And if you are not currently getting enough fiber and that's something that you want to work up to, that's awesome. Do it slowly, because if you go from today eating, 5 or 6 grams of fiber and tomorrow eating 30, you're not going to feel very good. That is not going to feel good in your body. You have to do it gradually. You have to drink plenty of water. There are just ways to be more purposeful and intentional and careful about it.
And one last takeaway that you mentioned, going back to basics. Sometimes is reducing all this noise and going back to what we know is a good start, and try there rather than right.
Yeah. And, it doesn't mean that there aren't tweaks that you can make that are more, maybe like higher up on the pyramid than that. But if you're not doing the basics, well, start there, because they go a long way. So that's my take on Fibermaxxing.
If you
like trends, my public service announcement for the day.
Taken. If you love this episode the same way we did, share it with your friends, download it, leave a review.
Oh, even better.
We
leave
love
a review.
reviews.
Tag us on Instagram.
Yes, tag us on Instagram.
Share it and tag us on Instagram.
Do
and
it
we will
all.
shout you out in an episode.
At Wellness Rebranded on Instagram. It's always a pleasure chatting with you, meaning these 2 hosts and all of you, the 3 hosts, and all of you listening out there, and way more interesting conversations coming up on our next episodes of Wellness Rebranded. Thank you for listening. If you want to connect with me outside of this podcast, you can find me on Instagram at coaching_therapist.
I'm Elizabeth. You can find me at Elizabeth Harris Nutrition, or in my Facebook group, Health and Healing with Intuitive Eating.
And I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Tara De Leon Fitness. Guys, if you loved this episode or any of our other episodes, we would love it if you would leave us a review on Apple Podcast. It really, really helps us get the non-diet word out to the rest of the world. So please leave us a review.
Yes, thank you.